Well, hello YouTube. Hey guys, wait a minute. Hello YouTube friends and family. Welcome back to the channel. Anyway, on the first part of the video I posted up a couple of weeks ago. It was part one of some new homes out in the village of Well Point. I kept saying Water's Edge. I have, I don't know what's all going on with me, but it's actually in the village of Well Point is where I did a lot of those patio villas and that rolled around in that new home section and all. And the part two, the reason why I did that is because it was just, the video was getting really long. So, and I've been standing out here outside and there, man, there's just been a lot of traffic, a lot of bicycle riders, a lot of cars. It's probably about 7:30 in the morning out here on a beautiful, where's that sun at? Well, wherever he is, I don't know, it's up there somewhere. But right now where I'm at, as I came down, had come down to the village of Water's Edge. As you can see that right there behind me. And that would be the entrance going into Water's Edge. And that road there behind me takes you all the way going over to the village of Shady, Brook. Village of Moultrie Creek. You could turn left and keep going down Marsh Bend Trail. All those new houses that we've been in there a few times before, where I did the Sydney courtyard villas. But right now, what I wanted to show you guys is the proximity from the village of Water's Edge, right here, to right over there. This behind me, a Central Parkway. Out here behind me is going to be the up-and-coming Eastport. We're all excited about this fourth town square situation. It's not going to be like a normal town square like we normally have seen. Just a whole complete redesign, a new vision. Anyway, it's the best time to get out here in the mornings because you catch a beautiful sunrise out here. Maybe I can get it. Beautiful sunrise. The temperatures are like around in the 70s. It's really nice. If you want to get out and ride your bike, go for a car ride, walk, go out and explore, this is the time. First thing early in the morning, that's the best time to do it, because come about 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, it starts to get muggy and hot, and not a whole lot of people like to get too muggy. You got Water's Edge right here. And all you got to do is cross the street and you're going to be at Eastport. That whole construction here in front of you. I mean, it's going to all be Eastport. Numerous activities, a driving range, restaurants, live entertainment, shopping, restaurants, you name it. Well, we're on Ferry Place. We're going to check out some brand new patio villas. Now, I'm thinking I'm redoing a little bit of the part two from the other video I did. It's going to be a little bit different. My camera was looking okay and all that, but I don't know, I think I need a new computer. Doesn't want to handle those files all that great. It's not as fluent as it used to be. It's probably just crowded up full of stuff. And so I'm going to go back to my trusty, and hopefully everything will go good. So where are we at now, guys? Ferry Place and Kelly Margaret. Hope you can see that. A little vague. Kelly Margaret Place and Ferry Place. Anywho, we're gonna ride through these patio villas. I think these are gonna be the Averys. I'm not sure what this one's gonna be actually. Brand new, they haven't put the sign up yet. I came through here, what was it, a week or two ago. The streets look a lot cleaner. Do a little quick ride through of these patio villas. Turn left on Rodman Way. I'm already seeing these houses got some pending signs on them. That one's sold. These are where, I think these have been recently opened. Obviously they haven't been released. But not all the houses were 100% completed. But the ones that were done, and they got them on the market. Most of these are probably already sold. Even though the signs aren't up in the windows, you know, where it shows it's pending and things like that. If I go on the website and look at this new neighborhood, I'm willing to bet you most of them will say pending. But as I mentioned before, my videos are geared more towards people who don't live here, okay? You know, these are folks who are contemplating moving to the villages. That house is pending. Moving to the villages, who are looking for, you know, a vacation home. Something like that. A lot of snowbirders, you know, buy these houses and stuff like that. They're less money. It's a good place to come down and, you know, for 3 or 4 months out of the year or whatever, you know, whatever you do, and then come and live here. And then if you decide that, you know, when you retire or you're ready to move here full time, you can either move into your home or you bump up and get something else. You know, whatever you do. I've seen some articles, you know, people buying houses for Airbnb, and that's frowned upon. They're trying to do away with that. But you got a lot of nice colors out here. You know, whatever vinyl homes can provide, they try to mix up the color schemes a little bit. All on-demand water heaters, no water bottles. On-demand water heating, gas hookups. Some of these houses still need sod. Your dryer's going to be gas. If you don't like gas dryers, you can have them changed over to electric. There's a house right here sold. Congratulations, Greg and Renee. Somebody bought a good spot. As you can see, this whole area right here gets this corner a lot. It needs some work. The sod needs to be worked on. There's some issues right here, but you know, those are minuscule repairs. And but all up in here, they're going to get instant landscaping on the perimeter, or you know, the outer part of the property, and then you get the street, which is going to be some hubbub, golf carts, walkers, and I did say golf carts, right? Because here they go. That street right there is Bar Boulevard. And then you can put a big, you know, a bird cage. So they got a spot with a view. This house right here is going to have somewhat of a view. Generally, that's what most people like, right? You know, you try to buy a house that has, you know, some kind of a view, something to look at. Whether it be a golf cart path, walking path. You know, your coveted spots, though, are going to be waterfront properties, you know, up against the retention pond and things like that. Somebody left their tire laying there with the rim. I'm gonna flip around here at Waterman. Come out, we're gonna just get a glance of the inner area. There's a big corner lot right there. Somebody's looking for a big corner lot. Very tight backyards. That's what I don't like. This house isn't quite finished. Overall, you're looking down the street, they're nice. All these patio neighborhoods and even the courtyard, they all look alike, right? You know, I get it. Sometimes, you know, I like to look and see if they've just done anything different, anything at all. And on a few houses I have seen where they've made a few changes here and there, but pretty much they're keeping to the same models now. It's like they've homed in on what ones sell the best. The layout of the land is pretty much the same. This looks like a one-bedroom. Can't remember what model that one would be. Could be wrong. Maybe it's two bedroom. Coming off of Muffet Lane, back onto Waterman Way. So yeah, they all pretty much look alike, but with, you know, like I've mentioned before, with the right landscaping theme, if people just chip in and do some pretty landscaping, you know, change out some of these trees, and if you do things right, man, you could, the whole neighborhood just transforms, especially when everything gets mature, and you can really make a beautiful street out of your neighborhood. It's a little hard to do though with patio villa neighborhoods because half the people don't live here. You know, they just don't. There's a lot of snowbird properties, and so they sit vacant. And what I've noticed, now the yards get eat up with weeds and it's overgrowth. The bushes get too big, and it's just not cared for correctly. But some of these houses got some wide spaces between them. You normally don't see that in these neighborhoods. This house right here, this is a Haven pending. It's got a big lot though. It's got a lot of space between that one and the other house, and then this big corner lot. So that could have been a big selling point. But one I wanted to point out is just how skinny the backyard is. I mean, there's like no backyard. Might be walking in some wet grass a little bit. There's the back porch. Only a few of these models come with back porches, like in the smaller patio villas. And you could either screen it in. I would say put out a whole concrete pad, you know, and a bird cage, but there's virtually no backyard. And the rule of thumb is if there's a utility line right here, you have to go, it's either 5 or 7 foot easement. And I have a feeling these people aren't going to be able to put up a bird cage. You could screen it. And I'm just noticing how much space is between these houses. That is just crazy. I love it. It makes the neighbor, I mean, it looks like your yard is a lot bigger in a sense this way, because most of the time the houses are like right next to each other. I mean, right next to each other. Like right here, the property line, this house is already done. It's probably got about 5 foot. This house right here, there's the AC, and that's going to be theirs, I believe. But you could see there's just not a lot of space. That's kind of how my neighbors are. We only get a certain amount of space, you know. It's not real tight. I've seen them tighter, and I've seen them much bigger, like this right here. I think this is another haven right here. I just don't see these people being able to do a bird cage. I mean, to put a concrete pad out and build a bird cage or something and then stay within the permitted area. I don't see it happening, because then you got all these utility boxes and all that, and there's like a 5 foot easement or something. Now, if I kept walking over this way, the houses get much tighter. If you could look, I'm not going to walk all the way down there, but the houses start getting tighter and closer together. Another thing I find interesting, and I don't know why they did this. If I had the house, I would love to have all that space, you know. That's just a lot more grass to have to contend with. You're going to either have to pay somebody to cut it or you do it yourself. But being this is St. Augustine, it's problematic. If you don't know what you're doing and how to take care of it, people hire it out, you're going to destroy your St. Augustine. It could be jacked up. A lot of people don't understand how to care for Pro Vista St. Augustine. Now, I believe this is Pro Vista. That's what it looks like to me. So, I don't know if they've changed that, but that's what it looks like. Or people just hire companies to come out. And even that's subjective. I don't care which company you hire. If that technician isn't trained properly and he doesn't know what he's doing, what to look for and how to treat it, other than just to say this is lime week and they just start throwing out lime or something, that's not really helping you at all. But what I'm looking at, say you had this house right here, and ARC, you know, you're the committee that approves structural changes and things, like if you want to have an add-on, you got to get it approved through ARC. And so if it doesn't let you do this, I wonder if they could come out and do it like a side cage or not. That's interesting. That might be something that somebody could look at, you know, doing it a side, because there's a whole lot more space over here than there is coming to the back. So I don't know. We'll see what people do. It's just interesting. I gotta change hands. My left hand, I don't know what's going on. I keep cutting the circulation off. But I find it's interesting to see what people do. They come up with creative designs for their homes and different ideas to see what they do or not. We love to ride around and just see, you know, see what people have been doing in their neighborhood. You get a lot of cool ideas. I tell you what though, if it had to be me, let me get out of this grass. That's soaking wet. My feet are all soaked. But if it had to be me and I couldn't get this approved to come out, even a few feet, which really wouldn't be worth it, it's sloped, this ground goes, I will look into doing a big side area right here. I darn sure would. That would be cool, because now you can come out and have a whole area, a big side bird cage. That's what Frank would do. Anyway, let's keep riding around. No slide on this one, obviously. You know what? I've already been through this street. Just came down it. Yeah, I had detoured, wanted to come look at those tight backyard area. That's just, whew. Anyway, here's the last few houses heading out of this Patioville neighborhood. Brand new in the village of Shady, Brook. And that's where the signs are going to go on each side. Brand new palms. So guys, if you're looking for a patio villa, you know, as a vacation home, whatever, call the Villages sales and information team. You got to call the Villages. Get hooked up with the sales agent. They will give you all the updated information, pricing, availability, because these do go fast. All right, guys, I'm on Darren Drive in Hearns Loop. Probably can't see that with the sun right there in your eyes, I'm sure. But that's what it is, Darren Drive in Hearns Loop. We're in the village of Shady Brook still. And I thought I'd come through here, take a quick early glance at brand new courtyard villas. You know, in case anybody out there in YouTube land is looking for a courtyard. Now, this neighborhood is only about a third of the way done. I rolled up on some people that were pressure washing. So if you hear something going on, that's what it is. Doing some pressure washing on a house over here. But you can see there's a bunch of houses. There's a lot of these houses that are finished. And there's a lot of them that aren't. So this is a sneak peek. Now what we'll do is I'll come back in about another week or two and see if any more of these are even more complete. You know, the ones that need to be finished. So this is an early look of some courtyard. So if you're in that market and you kind of like trying to see what's going on, where, and you know, if you're good enough to look at the house and know what model it is, that's pretty good. That means you've been doing your homework. I'm just gonna flip around on this one street. The whole area down there now not even ready for any exploring, you know. So we're gonna stay to the main street right here. We still got another layer of asphalt to put down. So we're gonna, like I say, just about a third of the neighborhood, maybe half. And there's that whole area right there still under construction. So we're gonna stay out of there. The last couple of houses heading out of the neighborhood. Now, as to what this neighborhood will be called, I have no idea. And that'll be the look going into this particular Courtyardville neighborhood. This is in the village of Shady Brook, and this is going to be on the east side of Marsh Bend Road, or Marsh Bend Trail. You know, closer on the water's edge side. And off in the distance, you can see some more houses being put up. They're starting to work on this particular area. It's kind of like certain houses are popping up at random. Kind of leads me to think that there are different home builders. You know, there's so many different ones. There's like several different home builders that build in here. And maybe they're just further along than some of the others. And off into the distance, that's going to be this, you know, that's the Suki Recreation Center area right there. Post office area right there in the background.